Weird items, that's the topic of today's Terraria adventure. You see, with over 5,000 items in the damn game now, I figured it's about time we delved into the obscure depths of this massive and varied item list, including things that may be actually useful in your playthrough, and stuff that, well, isn't. Either way though, let's take a look at 5 weird and potentially wonderful items that I've come across in my many hours of playing. Before we do dive into this though, I just wanted to say that the Terraria shop are having their biggest sale ever, and have also released some absolutely mind-bogglingly gorgeous figurines for pre-order. Also, don't forget to use code SOCK at checkout for a lovely additional 15% off your stuff. Right, with that out of the way, let's begin. First up, we have a selection of items so obscure, and I'm not even sure the devs will remember implementing them. Glowing fishing bobbers. Now, I'm sure there's a handful of avid fishers out there who do know about these from trying to make their fishing sessions a little more exciting, but for those of you who don't, these are simply tinkers of an accessory that change nothing but the cosmetics of your fishing bobber, with no change to function. However, not only do these come in a range of colours, utilising the glowing moss variants added in 1.4, but can also come in a multicoloured rainbow variant, which can look extremely awesome in the dark. And obtainability wise, these things can be very easily missed, with of course the original fishing bobber itself having a 2.94% chance of being given as a reward from your angler, which in typical sockrteez luck, I physically couldn't get after doing about 1,000,000 quests. But for those of you who do, all you need now is to collect 5 fallen stars, and then some glowing moss from one of the 5 naturally generating variants using a paint scraper. Once you've done that, head to your tinker's workshop, and you can get making these things with 5 moss apiece. Oh, and not forgetting the most important part, for the rainbow one, simply throw any other glowing moss in shimmer to receive helium moss in return, which when crafted into a fishing bobber, will give you this delightful rainbow colour effect, illuminating the environment on your travels. Next up, we have something a little more functional that I don't think I've seen anyone actually use: the Snake Charmer's Flute. On first impressions, you're probably wondering if this is some kind of musical instrument you missed. But no, the Snake Charmer's Flute is in fact a temporary rope dispenser. Yeah, a bit weird. Basically, when used, the flute will place a pot that a snake launches from, which when hitting a max height of 100 tiles or touching a block, will become a climbable rope for the player that will disappear after approximately 25 seconds. Now of course, this is definitely themed at very early characters, with even something as simple as a grappling hook completely overriding its main use underground. However, with its obtainability actually coming from something I would consider a mid-pre-hard mode biome, the underground desert, perhaps this isn't its intended use. Before we do look further into this though, to obtain your very own, you're going to want to be searching in the upper section of your underground desert, with it having a 14.29% chance of appearing in chests. Now, going back to functionality, I truly believe the way to get the most out of your flute is by using it as a pre-hard mode ice rod. You see, by summering this temporary platform high into the sky, you can then place down a permanent tile, and then place down your snake once again to reach higher heights. So, like the Grav Potion, this introduces another easy way for you to find floating islands in pre-hard mode. But you know, other than that, I can't think of many other reasons you'd want it. Next up today, we have something even I, a trap connoisseur, didn't know was in the game till very recently: the Venom Dart Trap. Very simply, the Venom Dart Trap is a direct upgrade to the regular Dart Trap, which can be used to enhance your enemy farms with. This may have a more dramatic effect than you may think. You see, compared to the regular darts, this version will not only deal 6 times the base damage, but also inflict the Acid Venom debuff, killing enemies much faster. As you can see, against large quantities of enemies it's night and day, so for those of you running sophisticated trap setups in your world, be sure to head to your spider's nest to collect a load of spider fangs and get upgrading all your puny little dart traps ASAP. Moving on, we next have something like proper weird: the Marshmallow on a stick. Strangely, this has been in the game since 1.2, but still flies under the radar despite its uniqueness. The marshmallow on a stick is very self-explanatory, but its obtainability less so, with the marshmallow only appearing for purchase from your merchant if he's in the snow biome, which is actually against where you'd ideally want to stay. Once you do purchase your marshy though, combine it with any wood, then head over to any campfire to get roasting that thing, which then in 15 real-world seconds will be done, and plop a cooked marshmallow in your inventory, which when consumed will provide you with the well-fed buff for 10 minutes. Good going. And finally today, we have a trio of very strange cosmetic items that you may not know about. globes. Basically, once you've completed 50% of your beastry, which you should be able to achieve organically near the end of the game, your zoologist will sell 3 different world-altering globes that each have a dramatic effect on certain features of your land, including the tree globe for, well, trees, the world globe to cycle through a variety of background variants, and finally, the weirdest one yet, the moon globe for your moon aesthetic. This will cycle your moon through 9 possible moon styles, which although subtle, I think is a nice little thing to have control of. So there we have it, some weird but wonderful Terraria items for you to go mess around with. Let me know down below your favourite of today's picks, and what you'd like to see covered next time. This has been sockrteez, and I'll see you in the next one.